All right, so we've talked about everything individually. Let's go through routing and prepping your mix for master. All right, so as you can see, the way I have it kind of labeled here and color coordinated is I have my drums, which are the brown, and then I have the orange, which would be the bussing. And you can kind of see my green here, and then the lighter green for the busses, my purple here, and then a lighter purple for the bus for the keys. This session is more simple than others. And that being said, I just have one bus for all my music, which is keys, drums, guitars, bass, all sending into that bus, and then all my vocals with all the effects and all the parallels sending into a vocal bus. And then that sending to the master. And it's super simple, and all I find that it does is it glues things together. I'm all about glue, I'm all about tightening things up. So we've gone through drums, we've gone through how I route my drum buses, gone through perk, and I usually will do a bus for a big section of things. So you have all your drums, you have all your perk, you have all your bass, you have all your guitars. I don't try to over bus things, but these are just my go-tos on everything. So let's talk about these main buses over here. Again, this is super simple, the way I have it for this session. I'm just doing slight compression on the bus for the music bus with the 2500, and I'm doing slight compression for the vocal bus on the 2500. And then all that's doing is getting EQ'd slightly, and it looks like I've taken 3K down a little bit in a music bus with my multiband, not with subtractive EQs, just doing a little multiband, which is taking it down a tiny bit. And then I'm taking a little bit of those really harsh highs from the vocal down a tiny bit. And if the artist or the producer wanted those back, it's super easy for me to lighten up on this and add it back. And then all those buses are sitting to my master, which has no EQ on it. And it has this center plugin that just really makes things wide. And I have, if you look at it here, you got your high sitting out to your sides, you got your punch to the center, you got your low to the center, and you can kind of control this knob here to be a little more aggressive or not. Let's hear what it sounds like here. Let's do a big section.
Can we tell God from a man king? Can we tell love from a promised land?
So that's with it.
Can we tell God from a man
That's without it.
Can we tell God from a man king? Can we tell God from a man king?
So it's just widening things up. It's making it more interesting to me. I love this plugin. I use it a ton on the master there. And then after that, we're going to limiting. And this isn't what I send. This is super crucial that you guys keep this in your head. I never send a limited mix to a mastering engineer. That is their job. But when you're sending mixes to get revised and you're sending them to the producer and you're sending them to the label, whoever you're sending them to, I always put a limiter on it just to tighten things up and raise that volume up. I think nowadays people want to hear, if you send them a song that's not limited and it's not loud, you're going to lose that mix. They're going to go to someone else. You want to have it in your face, just like the mastering version would have, so that the people that are listening to it can hear it as the song would be released. So I have this on there, just doing a little bit.
Can we tell God from a man king? Can we tell?
It's actually pretty aggressive, but you can kind of see it. It's doing the kick and snare, and I'm just raising the volume of everything. So let's take this off.
Can we tell God?
So this is without it, and this is with it.
Can we tell the kingdom from the kingdom where we lay our head down?
This limiter sounds amazing. It's probably my favorite limiter. It is a little DSP heavy and it adds some latency on your master. So if you're producing or if you're doing something, you don't want to have this on your master because there's going to be some latency and it's going to be hard to get that stuff going. So I just have that. And then when I'm done with the mix, everything's solid. All I do is bypass this and I bounce the mix. Normally, if you look at this, this is the Waves WLM meter. And I like to keep things around anywhere from -15 to -10 at the biggest peaks of the songs. And all this does is it gives the mastering engineer a lot more headroom, which is great. I think any mastering engineer would be happy with headroom rather than no headroom. If you don't give them any headroom, all they're doing is pulling up something in there, and you're going to hear a lot of squishiness, and it doesn't sound right. So if you give them headroom, then they can do a lot more stuff to your mix that makes it sound better. Mastering is a whole nother art that I'm not good at, and I think that you got to know your strengths and weaknesses. So I have a mastering engineer that I use a lot, and all he does is he makes my mixes sound way better than they are. Like, he takes everything, makes it louder, makes it radio ready, and tightens everything up, and it sounds amazing. So you don't want to put a limiter on the master while you're setting it to that. You want to bypass that stuff and let him take care of that. But like I said, -15 to -10 is a great place to be, and it gives them enough headroom. And if you need headroom in your mix, if you feel like you're hitting everything way too hard, I mean, I'll do this a lot, and sometimes I'll do it 3 or 4 times in a mix. I'll take everything and bring it all down. Every single channel, I'll bring it all down 3 to 4 dB, and I'll kind of restart the mix to get a little bit more headroom, because headroom is super crucial. Okay, so the song is done. It's sent to mastering, and that's all I have. I hope this was really helpful for you guys. I hope you took some knowledge from what I have and what I do and the way I approach things, and you're able to use it in your own songs or songs that you're mixing for different artists. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much.